guys, so in this video I am going to teach you how to wash your extensions and get them prepared for the braidless sew-in service. You can also use this technique to get your hair prepared for any other installation that requires extensions, but these are my Indian cashmere extensions. These are the extensions that I use for my braidless sew-in. They can be colored, dyed, or lightened. And they also have a very natural curl pattern. This is more like the wavy. And then I also have the curlier one, which is the Indian Luxe. But when you feel the hair, you can automatically feel that there is a film on the hair. When I just wipe it with my hand, I feel the film. So with any extensions, you always just want to make sure that you shampoo your extensions and you really get them really clean. In this case, I do mine's a little bit backwards. So you guys just sit back, get your pens and paper, and get your notes together, okay? So what you're gonna need is you will need a plastic bucket. I like to do this with a bucket only because I feel like doing it in the sink is inconvenient, especially because I also like to do this sometimes in between clients. So you're gonna use a cheapo plastic bucket. I got this from the Dollar Tree for $1. And you are going to fill the bucket with cold water, okay? Cold water. And then what you'll do while you're filling the bucket is I like to use toning shampoo, which is either a violet shampoo or even a brassy shampoo. Because my extensions are dark brown, in this case, I'm going to use my brunette shampoo because it has a green base and it will tone out any of the negative tones that are in it. So it's a green color, and I'm gonna squeeze probably about half a cup into the water. And then I also use a conditioner at the same time, and I put both into the water. So this is what I put into the water. If you notice the color, it is a tealish color or ash color in this case. So when you do that, you're gonna just fill your bucket a quarter of the way, and then I use my hands and I just kind of mix it. Now, the reason why I do shampoo and conditioner is because I only do this once. The problem with extensions is, as much as we want to treat them like it is real hair, yes, it's real hair, but it doesn't have a bulb. It doesn't have any natural oils coming out. So what you don't want to do is dry the hair out too much by doing too much to it at one time. As you know, over the time, extensions end up losing their life. They end up shedding. So I shampoo and condition together in cold water, and all I do is basically I put my extension in there, and we're gonna put her in there and we'll leave it in there for about 5 minutes. I only do about 5 minutes because that's all that is needed, but I make sure that I get my extension thoroughly saturated, and I try to leave it in the bundle. Let me move over a little bit. I leave it in the bundle just like such, and then I put it in the water and I just kind of like open it up, and then I just saturate really good and drop it in there. And then we do the same thing for our last bundle. I like to do this based on a day or two before the client comes in, only because if I do it too far ahead, I'm one of those people where I'll put the extension back in the dirty bag that it came in, and that's not really sanitary. You don't want to put it back into the dirty bag that it came in. So I like to make sure that if I'm gonna do this, I do this and I let the extensions air dry and get them ready for my client. So what I'm gonna do is leave this in the water for about 5 minutes, no longer than 5 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll rinse them and condition them once more. Condition for extensions is very important. Shampooing isn't even so much as important because you can also co-wash them and get whatever dirt and grit is out of them, and at the same time add moisture and shine to them and get them clean at the same time. But in my case, I always use shampoo and conditioner at once. Now, another thing that you can also use to do this is you can use apple cider vinegar and baking soda and a little bit of clarifying shampoo, a very small amount. So you'll take about a teaspoon of baking soda, you'll take a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. You will also have to be using warm water for this. So you'll fill your bucket with hot water, And then you take a teaspoon of clarifying shampoo and you'll mix it in your bucket and stick your extensions in there. Now that is for extensions that are really, really, really dirty. Maybe they were, you know, something that your client brought in days before and it just looks icky and it feels greasy. That will cut the grease and also rehydrate your extensions and get them ready for the service. I don't do that on new extensions because it's really not required. This particular method works a little bit better than using the apple cider vinegar and the baking soda, only because it can be a little bit harsh. It's really for extensions. Okay, so our extensions have been soaking for about 5 minutes. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour this water in the sink because I want you to see the difference in the water now that our extensions have soaked. And then we're gonna rinse them. So let me move this here. And I'm just gonna pour this into the sink. Now, the shampoo that I used was a ash colored shampoo. Ash in the hair color world is green. But look at the yellow and brownish color water that is coming out from just the extension soaking for 5 minutes. That was 5 minutes. So imagine if I had done a complete detox on these extensions and I had soaked them for even longer. In this case, I don't need to because they're new. I'm just really just doing this as a maintenance and preventative service to make sure that my client's extensions are clean and they are ready for my client. So what you'll do at this point is you'll go ahead and get your rolls back together. Okay, I like to unroll them and then re-roll them just to make sure. Be gentle because you have not rinsed them yet and we're going to condition them again. But at this point, we're just going to use some warm water. And I'm not saying warm like hot water. It's going to be lukewarm water. So warm, cold water, and rinse them. You never want to really use hot water on extensions unless you're doing a severe detox because they're greasy or something of the sort. But you can also use cold water to remove grease on hair sometimes, depending on, you know, how greasy the hair was. So I'm going to turn my water on, and you're going to make sure that you thoroughly rinse your extensions. So what I'm going to do is lay one to the side and thoroughly rinsing. If you guys can see me squeezing the extensions, this is the water. The water color is yellow. This is what comes out of your hair new in the pack. You don't know where this hair has been stored. You don't know where it came from. You don't know how many donors. Even when they tell you that there's more than one donor, not necessarily. Not necessarily. So that one is ready. And then we're going to do our next one. Now I want you to pay close attention to the water when I go to rinse this. You see the yellow? Now this is what is, this is a new extension. Like, if you notice I'm not manipulating a lot, make sure you're not manipulating a lot because you don't want to tangle your extensions, but you do want to ensure that you're moving them around so you can get all of your grit and grime out of the wefts and everything. I'm going to kind of turn you guys a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There we go. Let's do this. I'm going to twist you guys up just a little because I want you to see it a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So my water is lukewarm. Lukewarm. And if you see bubbles, just make sure you remind yourself that bubbles means that there's still product in the hair. So you want to make sure that you're rinsing that really, really well. Bubbles also do come from the pressure of the water. So you want to use your sense of touch and feel to make sure that you are rinsing them properly. In this case, I can tell I do still have product in here, shampoo. And remember, you were soaking it in shampoo, so it might be a little dense. So make sure that you are really rinsing really, really well. Alright, so we're going to set that one to the side. And then we're going to work with our last one. And I want you guys to pay attention to the water as I was saying before. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to do this over the bowl because I want you to see the watercolor. Now, this is water that I just rinsed my extension out in. You see the color of the water? I didn't put any product in there. That's just water. And when I rinse my extension, do you see this color? That is what comes off of the extension from just soaking it to clean it. Extensions are not clean. I stress this the most, especially when you're doing the braidless installation that I teach in the Beauty Pro Academy. You want to make sure that when you get your extensions, this is going into a client's hair who is also going to be interacting with their natural hair or their relaxed hair. So you want to make sure that this is clean. It's not going on a braided foundation that's covered. But at the same time, you still want to wash your extensions before you use them anyway. So I'm not matting my extensions up, nor am I moving them around too much. I'm just making sure that I'm going in the same direction that the hair is going and rinsing them that way. All right. So our extensions are rinsed. Okay, and then I'll go back through once more sometimes. I'm still seeing yellow water, which is amazing to me because these are new and people are installing these in their hair and they're not even cleaning them first. They're just taking them out of the pack and using them. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to use some conditioner, just a small amount, not really much, because remember we did soak them in shampoo and condition. So I'm using about that much conditioner. And it should be a moisturizing conditioner. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. You're basically just coating the hair with the conditioner. That's all you're doing. You're coating it with conditioner just to rehydrate them because you did have them in shampoo and conditioned water, but you want to make sure that you're rehydrating them. So what I do is I go through and I put some conditioner on and then I just comb through them just to make sure that they're detangled and ready. Same thing here, you know, just comb through. For longer extensions, always start at the end, which it shouldn't be tangled. It's new hair. You might have some little cuddle bugs that you created, but it shouldn't tangle too much. It should actually be very easy to comb through. Okay, and then our last one is here. And we're gonna go ahead and just comb through her, or him, whatever you wanna call it. We're just distributing our conditioner and detangling our hair, making sure that we get everything out. And now you're going to use ice cold water. Ice cold, okay? And we'll put these to the side. And you are going to now rinse them, holding the weft and following the direction of the hair. So ice cold water, and you can just let the water run on them. At this particular rinse, you want to make sure that you thoroughly rinse them and get all of the conditioner out. And of course, if you have any product on your hand, rinse the product off your hands as well. So at this point, I'm rinsing, rinsing, rinsing. You have to make sure that you do this one very, very well because you don't want to leave product in the hair. It's going to make it heavy. So what I do is I go through and I just open my folds and I just go back through again. I know for some of you, you might be saying this step is tedious, but this step is the most important, especially when it comes to preparing your hair. You want to make sure that, even with clients, I tell clients for my braidless service, they have to come in, if they're doing it with their own hair that they're providing, they have to bring me the hair at least 2 days in advance so I can prepare the hair and make sure that I'm working with a clean canvas and that this hair is ready to go. I don't do this with cut up hair. The hair has to be on one full weft, one full length. And at which point I get them prepared. And I do charge a preparation fee because this takes time. We're hairstylists, we're business owners. This takes time. This is another step that you have to take. And if they want this service done right, then they do need to also understand that that step is vital. Don't let them come in, oh, I washed it already. No, they're washing it already. Is them basically putting it under the water, rinsing it out, and putting it on a hanger. That's not washing it already. Washing it already is what we're doing right now. We've pre-soaked them. We've gotten all the coatings off, all of the dirt, grit, grime, and we've detangled our hair. So now this particular bundle is ready. And I shampoo mine in bundles, one at a time, and I just squeeze it. And now I put it under the dryer to dry. So this extension has now been prepared and is ready to go. So we're gonna do the same thing with our next bundle. And this is why I charge, because if you can tell, this takes time. I'm taking time to do this. I'm not just doing anything. I'm making sure that I'm doing this the right way and getting it really, really ready for the client's installation. So you always want to make sure that you charge accordingly. For this preparation portion of the service, I'm in Orlando, so I charge about $25. But you can charge whatever you choose. If you choose not to charge, that's also your choice. Or you can factor it into your extension service price anyway, so that there's no question when they come in. The reason I don't factor it in is because if they purchase the hair from me, the preparation is already included. If they're bringing me hair, then they have to pay the preparation cost on top of the service. Now, if you notice, I'm not manipulating the hair too much. I'm just following the direction that the hair is going, because I don't want to tangle the hair anymore than what it already may be. And then you're going to open it, just like we said before. And keep your weft intact. Don't let your weft be all over the place. Time and time again, I see people with rinsing extensions, and they're just moving them and manipulating them. And they're basically making the weft even, or the hair even more tangled. So, I don't do that. And I'm still using cold water. So we're now I'm going to show you what I do. I take it, and I do it like I'm going to fold a rag, and I just squeeze. If it's long hair, then you can do it like such, and just squeeze. Okay? That one is ready. So now we're going to do our last bundle. And let me be clear, the preparation fee that I charge is based on 3 bundles. Okay, 3 bundles is the universal number. If they have 5, 6, 7, 8 bundles, then you need to charge accordingly, because that takes you 5, 6, 7, 8 bundles worth of time. Now, even when I was rinsing the conditioner, I did notice that some of the film and coating from the hair, or the dye as well, that they used to dye this hair, was also coming. Don't feel like hair that says unprocessed is not being dyed, or, you know, watercolored or steam colored or whatever. It is. So make sure that you understand that too. I hate to do hair and use extensions, and I can smell the hair as I'm curling it, and it's supposed to be new. I shouldn't smell the hair as I'm curling it. I should only smell the product that I put on the hair. Alright, so this is our last one. And I'm going to go through and just do it once more. And then we'll take it and squeeze it out. All right. So that was washing and preparing our extensions. I hope you guys got enough information from this video so that you are now prepared to do your preparation service before your braiдлess service. If you're a part of the Beauty Pro Academy, you're able to move forward and watch the videos on the next steps of installation and technique and all that good stuff. For those of you who are not a part of the Beauty Pro Academy, definitely register now. You have up to a year's access of different videos and tutorials that I teach 100% on, you know, getting your beauty business bigger and, of course, better technique and all that good stuff. So I thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.